Yeah, I am beaming with so much confidence coming around to begin our preview for tomorrow's game between the Black Stars of Ghana and Portugal in Group H. Is going to be a titanic one, I bet you. So welcome to our preview of that game on Super Fans Forum. My name is Olafemi Ashaolu. As usual, I'll be the host. And of course, I have Kai Dogundare and James Agbere be joining via video. Guys, you're welcome to our preview.
Thank you very much, Remy. So it's a pleasure being here, especially for this game. This I call the big game, and let's get kicking. Let's get kicking. It's going to be fun.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, James. Always a pleasure. Yeah, I'm very happy. Just like what Kyle said, it's the game that we've been looking forward to, and we can't wait for it to get started.
Yeah, that's why I'm beaming with confidence, so much excitement, and we're coming around to preview this game. So before we get started, of course, we have to give credit to Morocco. Of course, they held their own today, though they couldn't get the win. They got a point at least of last time finalists. I'm talking about Croatia. So African teams doing well. We hope that tomorrow Ghana will be able to maybe pull off another Saudi Arabia over Portugal, where we are hoping that they'll be able to do that tomorrow. Okay, so let's get started. Tomorrow, that game will be taking place at the 974 Stadium, and it's going to be 5 p.m. Nigerian time and 4 p.m. Ghana time. And speaking ahead of that game, I'll start with you, Kayode. Otoado has, thank God, he came out to say that the players are 100% fit and they are beaming with confidence going into tomorrow's game. Kayode, I think that is great news. At least, thank God, there is no news that the player is injured, the goalkeeper, a particular defender. He said all the players are 100% fit and they are ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, for me, it's a thing of joy because that means at least the players in camp, there are no injury reports, like he said. Everybody is willing, everybody is ready to give 110%. I tell you, that is what Ghana is going to need in this game. I will not kid you, I've been impressed with the three African teams we've seen so far. I've been impressed with their organization, their discipline, their focus, and I think more than any other team, the Ghanaians will need this. I kid you not, I said this in the preview to the Moroccan game. I said, I am sure Morocco will be organized. They will defend with tenacity. And we saw that happen. The organization didn't start today. That's always been the hallmark of their game, even before the West Africans became this dominant in African football. Now, Ghana will need all of this. We need a bet. I'm not trying to disparage anybody. West African teams, Femi, we are like South Americans, we do not have that tactical discipline. We can defend, we can play the ball, we can move it around, but tactically, defensively, we are not all that great. So I want to see that infusion in this Ghana team when they play Portugal tomorrow, because they are going to need it 110% all of the time, 90 minutes plus added time. That's what I think.
Okay, so James, it's great news coming from the camp of the Black Stars that all the players are 100% fit and they are ready to go. Remember that because even in the press conference, Otoado made reference to the victory over Switzerland. I think that game has somehow boosted the confidence of the players, and I think it has shown them that they can actually own their own against Portugal. So that news must be very great right now, James, that all the players are fit and ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what every coach wants. That's what every fans want to hear, that all the guys, all the players, everybody's ready to go. Everybody is injury free, so they're good to go. This game against Portugal takes me back to when Nigeria wanted to play Spain. You all remember that was in France 98 when Nigeria went into that competition. Everybody already gave the game to Spain. They paraded the players who won the Champions League that same year. At the end of the day, the Super Eagles shocked them. Came all out, and whatever pattern, whatever tactic the Spanish team came with, the Super Eagles dismantled everything. So I believe Ghana can do the same thing. They have the players. They have Euro-based players who have come against these guys, who have seen all these guys. So it doesn't matter of belief, determination, focus, full concentration for 90 minutes, because the Portuguese want to come all over them. But I believe that with what they've been going through and the game against, just like what Hado said, the game against Switzerland, we said if they can come up with a good result, that would be a kind of a morale booster for them. And fortunately for them, they were able to come out with a victory. So and going into that game, I see Ghana doing something. They are not going to lie down and allow Portugal to roll over them just like the way they did against the Super Eagles. I mean, we also how we were so lackluster, so as in the approach was so pathetic, and I don't think Ghana will be going to that game with the same mindset. I mean, the 4-0 defeat we kind of be a kind of wake up call for the Ghanaian team, you know. So I'm looking forward to an exciting game, and I believe with the experience of the guys, I think some of them have been to the World Cup before, the likes of the Ayew brothers, you know, they'll come with their experience into the team. We have somebody like a party who finally has never played at the World Cup, but has played at the highest level, you know. So like I said, I'm not looking for even the Portuguese today know that the Ghanaian will give them a run for their money. The last time both teams met in 2014, and you know that's why the fact that the Ghanaian team then was not as good as the 2010, but they were able to give the Portuguese a run for their money. But fortunately, because of the bonus issues and every other distractions, the Black Stars, they crashed out. So come tomorrow's game is going to be the tough one, but if Ghana can just take a leaf from what the likes of Tunisia, Senegal, even though they lost, and Morocco, you also the kind of performance they put up. If they can borrow a leaf from there, Ghana will be the first team to get Africa's first 3 points in this World Cup.
Okay, Kayode, remember James actually mentioned the 4-0 dropping of Nigeria in that international friendly. Like we said in the review of that game, that certainly Ghana must have learned 1 or 2 things from that encounter. And of course, Ghana will also come into the game with the mindset of that in 2014, this Portuguese side, particularly Cristiano Ronaldo, scored the winner against them in that 2-1 victory. Now, coming into that game, would you expect Ghana to replicate what African teams have been able to do in this, and particularly maybe inspired by what Saudi Arabia did over Argentina yesterday, before we go into how Otuado will likely set up his team?
Let me start by saying the 4-0 dropping of Nigeria by Portugal is a two-edged sword for Ghana. You cannot use that to judge how good Portugal are, because Nigeria actually made them look better than they are. That's a fact.
Like a prime Brazilian squad.
Yes, Nigeria actually made them look better than they are. So I think it would be wrong to judge Portugal by that. 1. Then 2, Ghana should also not be like we said in the review of that game, that there are things that Ghana will need to learn from that game. 1 is that you cannot afford to lose focus in this game, because the Portuguese are traditionally very, very strong in the middle of the park, which incidentally is where I think Ghana's strength also lies. So Ghana would need to bring all of their man-marking skills into this game, ensure that they do not allow the Portuguese too much time on the ball, because they can do maximum damage if you allow them to do that. So for me, I'm not going to set any store by the 4-0 beating of Nigeria. That for me, even the Portuguese admitted that they were not tested in that game. Femi, you and I know that we have seen better, stronger Super Eagles team than the show of shame that we saw the other day. So that is not enough indication of what the Ghanaians will be able to do. So Ghana would take every match seriously. So, and for the Portuguese too, if they believe that since they are able to beat Nigeria that way, they will be able to steamroll over Ghana too, then they have something else coming. So let's wait and watch. Like I said, yeah, I also hope so too. Like I said, I hope and pray that they are even complacent, so that before they know what's up, they are shocked. But for me, like I said, the outcome of this game will not be dependent on what Nigeria played against Portugal. That for me is an aberration. It's not a match to even be talked about. It's a match that, if it's possible, they should erase from history of football. You know my thinking about that game. They should just erase it from the history of football. So for me, let's keep our fingers crossed and move on with the program, for me.
Okay, James, very quickly, Otuado is known to play two major formations: 4-2-3-1 and 3-5-2. Now, looking at the attacking threat of the Portuguese, we know how much damage they can do going forward with. You have the likes of Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Joao Felix, and the likes of them, Rafael Leao, Cristiano Ronaldo. They have a lot of attacking midfielders. Now, 4-2-3-1, 3-5-2. Which of these formations do you think Otuado should employ tomorrow in order to curtail the threat of the rampaging Portuguese?
Well, going to the game, we all know that Portuguese, they have the edge. They're coming with all the big stars and players who can hurt you from every angle. So I would expect, I know 3-5-2. I won't mind 3-5-2, but I want the Black Stars to flood that midfield. I mean, what I've observed about the Portuguese, that midfield, Bernardo Silva, your Felix, these guys will come at you from every angle. So if they can flood, I just want that midfield to be flooded. Good marking, close down all the spaces. Everybody covering up for everybody, and the guys that will be up top, they must try and, because chances might come in as a premium for Ghana, but whatever chance they try and get, they should try and at least sneak one. So for me, a 3-5, it looks defensive, but I mean, at this level, I mean,
it depends on how you set up your team. Depends.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the opponent and come up with your own strategy. It's not as if Ghana cannot go 2-2 with them, but sometimes you just have to be realistic, So for me, I will prefer 3-5. As the game progresses, I think they can still shuffle a bit. But for me, it's a 3-5-2 for me. We do just because of that midfield. I just want that midfield. I don't want the Portuguese to have the freedom to just do just the way they did against the Super Eagles. Just the likes of Carvalho, so comfortable. They were just moving, no pressure. Nobody was closing them down. Nobody was harassing them. Nobody was putting in the tackles. They were just enjoying themselves. So I don't think they're going to get that against Ghana. So I'll play 3-5-2 for a start. As the game progresses, maybe they can, just tweak the formation a bit, but just have in mind that you just have to contain them. So I believe once they can contain them and bring the fight to them, I think the day they will know that they have a big battle on their hands.
Okay, Kayode, you've mentioned discipline, and that is very, very key, because discipline also includes a timely tackle in order to avoid being carded and all that. Now, how do you think the Black Stars can be disciplined? Discipline in terms of what they do on and off the ball, discipline in terms of timely tackle in order not to avoid putting pressure on the rest of the team. How do you think the Black Stars can achieve that tomorrow?
Femi, when we talk about being disciplined, the first thing you look at is in your choice of players. And luckily for Otuado, he has in the two central defenders I favor, not necessarily the ones he favors, Alexander Jiku and the guy from Southampton, Salisu. Mohamed Salisu. Yeah, both are very, very intelligent. You see them marking you cleanly, robbing you of the ball. Yeah, Amate comes in with strength, which is needed actually. Let's be honest with ourselves, it is needed. But then he comes with a lot of brown too. He needs to be much more polished than he is actually at the moment, because these Portuguese, like the Spaniards, like the South Americans, are very, very wily. They can trick you into committing, or they draw fouls from you at the very critical areas. So for me, I think the first thing you have to think about is, when you get cards on net, don't get frustrated. Even when because the Portuguese they will play possession football. Femi, they will try to keep the ball to themselves as much as possible. And the longer you don't have the ball, the more the tendency to get frustrated. Make sure you do not get frustrated, because once you get frustrated, you tend to lash out, kick out, and you get cards unnecessarily. And the more cards you get, the more pressure you put on the team. So Femi, make sure that you set up your team to defend right from the attack. You don't wait until you are pressed into your own box 18 before you start defending. That's the only way to avoid cards, Femi. And talking about formation, I agree with James that the immediate concern of Otuado is to make sure that he does not get overrun in the middle. So what do you do? Whether either of the two formations that you talk about could work depending on how you set them up. I agree with you in that part. That depends on how you set up. If you're going to play 3-5-2, luckily he has two very strong fullbacks who can play as wing backs, because when you are playing a three-man defense, that means you have two strong and fast wing backs. So in Tariq Lamptey and Babar Ahmad, or whoever is going to play in the other at the other side, you have but you have to be sure that as much as you can, there's always one man dropping into the middle to help in the middle to make sure that they are not overrun. So if you're going to play a 4-2-3-1, that means you have 5 men in the middle, then you have 1 man in attack. What that means is you have reduced your goal scoring opportunities. But if you ask me the particular player, anyway, don't let me get ahead of myself. I know you're still going to ask the questions about the particular players I prefer to be in this game. But like I said, I want to see discipline in making sure that you do not commit unnecessary fouls. And how do you stop that? You don't get frustrated even when you don't have the ball. Maybe you can do as much damage with the ball as much as you can do even when you don't have the ball. If you know how to set out, how to mark, there's what they call zonal markings, that you can mark people out of zones, and you can also do man marking. Whichever one works for you, fine. Do it with minimum damage to your team first. Whatever happens on the other side of the pitch, no problem. But make sure that you do not commit unnecessary fouls within your own area. That could be very, very catastrophic.
Okay, Kyle, I still stay with you before I go to James. So you'll be cool with Mohamed Salisu, Daniel Amate, and of course Alexander Jiko at the back tomorrow for the back three. You'll be cool with that,
definitely,
right?
Definitely, I will be.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Kyle. James, now, I personally wrote out 5 names, 5 players that I think will be very crucial in that game. I'm actually referring to James now. James, Lawrence Atizigi, Mohamed Salisu, I'm sure it's going to be very crucial. Then Partey, your man, I know you'll be delighted to hear that. Thomas Partey, Mama Kudus, as well as Inaki Williams in the attack. I think these 5 players, they're going to be very crucial tomorrow. What do you think? Very quickly in 1 minute.
Yeah, I think you out one name. Very, very good for Ajax. We also want to beat the Anfield. Because as we are thinking of trying to contain them in the midfield, we need people who at least take half chances. People who want the chance to come, you take it. I don't want a situation whereby Inaki Williams, every ball to him, he can be easily contained. You know, when you're playing just a little man at the front, I mean, they will just crowd him out, and that's it. You remember what happened in Nigeria, USA? Immediately, Amunike and Amuka went off. McKinney was easily contained. You know, so I don't want somebody that will just, okay, this is our main threat. I want threat to come from different angles. That's why I want somebody like Kudus. And also Daniel. This is somebody that's been doing very well in this club. He's somebody that can take shots from any angle. We saw it against Switzerland. You know, so you need all those guys that can be threatening. That apart from the fact that they will be busy in the midfield, they carry threat. So for me, Ziggy, Partey, Kudus, Jiku, Mohamed Salisu. Now we know. Are you Dan? Jordan, what's it called? Dede Ayew. You know, this is somebody that can also take. He has a bullet in his left foot. He's somebody that can also do damage. So I think those guys we'll be looking up for them.
So we hope that tomorrow is going to be a great outing for the Black Stars. Quickly, guys, let's go into prediction now, because I'm going to put both of you in the hot seat. Before then, Kayode, I want you to maybe to mention your midfield. I know in the front is going to be maybe Inaki Williams and maybe Jordan Ayew, Andre Ayew. Now in the midfield, who do you think should play alongside Partey, Mama Kudu? Certainly those guys, I think both of them will have to start. But who do you think should be the remaining other 3 players?
Because of the speed and dribbling abilities, I'll put Kamaldeen Sulemana with them. Very short guy. He wore the number 22 in the game against Switzerland. Look out for him. He's probably going to be the shortest player on the field. Maybe as short as Bernardo Silva or even shorter. Look out for Kamaldeen Sulemana.
Tariq is not tall.
Tariq is not tall, but yeah, Tariq is taller than Sulemana.
Wow, must be really, really short.
Yeah, but he is very, very quick. He has a low center of gravity, so it's very hard to take the ball off him. You saw how he got the second goal for Ghana against Switzerland. He was instrumental in getting that goal that was eventually scored by Semenyo. And then, I have a sneaky feeling that he might not start. Like I said earlier, I would have put him as the 4th man. But I'm hoping to see if I'm not seeing him, then could he Kamaldeen Kudus, then you want like James said, you want an Andrew Ayew because of the opportunities he creates and his goal scoring attempts too. He's also a very, very difficult customer on the pitch. So those four, if you're playing with a 4-man attack, at the point I would like to see Ishaku Fatau, I want to see the young man. And for me, the guy that will be key for them, Inaki Williams, he might not get the goals, but his speed and quick thinking will be very, very critical. Femi, that's going to be critical because, see, one thing I know that as good as the Portuguese are, they quickly like to play the ball into forward places. They do not like to be put on their toes. When they see very, very fast attacking players, they are very, very uncomfortable. And if you're going to play a Pepe, for example, if you're going to play Pepe, I would like to see Pepe against Sulemana. Yeah, Femi.
I'm not sure Fernando Santos.
I would like to see them against each other. Fine. The odds are, the odds could be in Pepe's favor because of his experience and everything. But you know what? That boy Sulemana has the heart of a lion. He fears nobody. He will run and run and run at Pepe or whoever is going to be in that center of defense. So for me, I'm really, really excited. Femi, I wish the game could just start this moment so that we get to see all of this. But in all of this, Femi, quickly, in summing up, I hope the Ghanaians, the Black Stars, are able to keep all of this together. They have to be able to manage the game properly. They have to have tenacity, focus, discipline, organization, tactical discipline at the back. You do not just kick out players. And like I said, Salisu and Jiku have the capability to play the ball out of the defense instead of kicking it rashly. So all of these could come together. Then we need a factor, the God factor. We need luck. Because you could do all of these and still be unlucky. So we need luck in all of this. So I pray all of this comes together. And if all of this comes together, personally, I do not rate Portugal as one of the big teams in the World Cup. That's me. I might be wrong. I do not know. Because if you take away anything that depends solely on one player as a problem as far as I'm concerned. So if all of this happen, you might just see Ghana getting us Africa's first win at this competition. That's my belief that it's very, very possible. And these Ghanaians are they are capable of doing that.
Okay, guys, we're almost running out of time now. The pundits, of course, they've given Ghana only 10% chance of winning this game. Portugal has 70, while there's only 20 chance of a draw. Kyle, I'll start with you. Your predicted scoreline.
The 10% that they gave Ghana, I'm very sure they didn't give Saudi Arabia up to 10% against Argentina. So I want
nice one.
So for me, as much as I agree that no two games are the same, but then I've learned also not to place too much trust in all of this percentage, whatever, by so-called pundits. Femi, the game is played when the referee said, Okoya, come on, start. And it ends when the referee said, game over. So for me, I would wait and see what happens in 90 minutes with game added. You're trying to put me on the spot. Is it allowed if I just say, I want Ghana to take every point, all 3 points at stake, but realistically,
it's a prediction.
Realistically, I would like set for a draw.
Okay, I think
I want them to take all 3 points. I want this to be Africa's first game win at the World Cup, but realistically, I will set for a draw. And a score draw because there will be goals in this game.
Okay, James, I know you processed your own prediction in your heart. So, what is your prediction, James?
Well, because it's the first game, you know how tough first games are. Nobody wants to come out.
You are still making explanation.
No, I'm getting somewhere. So because of the nature of first games, and there will be goals. I don't see this game ending the goalless draw. So, I want to be bold. 2-1 Ghana.
2-1 Ghana.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Just like what I said, when nobody gives Super Eagles a chance against Spain. So who knows? 2-1 Ghana.
Okay, coincidentally, that is the same scoreline that have been predicted in favor of Portugal. So we hope that everything will work together in favor of the Black Stars tomorrow, so that when we come around to review that game, we'll be singing the song that Saudi Arabians are singing right now over Argentina.
Probably the Ghanaians will also have a public holiday too.
A public holiday. That was very interesting. Okay, guys, quickly, let's also talk about Cameroon. They will be opening day 5 of the 2022 FIFA World Cup against Switzerland. We saw how Ghana made Switzerland look very, very vulnerable. But the thing is, with Rigobert Song, the lack of experience, the thing that has surrounded Cameroon's preparation for this tournament, do you think that, talking to Kayode now, do you think Cameroon can actually get something against Switzerland?
Femi, because we are out of time, like you said, and the producer is already telling us to get out of this place, let me quickly say this. It is very, very possible. Ghana showed that Switzerland are very, very beatable. And with the kind of bullishness that the Cameroonians bring to games, although it's worrying that their top striker, Vincent Abubakar, has not scored in like 6 games now. But still, I think with the Napoli guy, Anguissa, who incidentally is one of my favorite players, I think, and then Choupo-Moting. Yeah, where did I put that guy? I wouldn't forgive myself if I didn't mention him. Those two are capable of breaking this Swiss team. And I think it is very possible that between Ghana and Cameroon, Africa will see its first victory. Yeah, I'm very sure.
Okay. James, very quickly, what is your impression? What do you think Cameroon will likely take away from this game? Remember that the opening day 5 at the tournament tomorrow, quickly.
Yeah, I'm looking, because of their friendly game, they've not been impressive. So a score draw will not be a bad result. I think if you can't win the game, don't lose it. That's for me. And I just hope that their striker, especially Choupo-Moting, because he has been doing well. So I just hope he brings the scoring boots and do something for Cameroon. If they can't get the victory, at least don't lose it, because you still have Brazil to contend with. So first game, always very important. So that's just it.
Okay. Going into this game, Cameroon, they've had 3 defeats, 2 defeats, 2 draws, and 2 losses. And of course, you see they have 3 wins and 3 draws. So hopefully that they will be able to actually get something. That's it, 3 defeats. 3 wins, 3 defeats for Switzerland. So it is almost like an even record going into this game for both sides. Like you guys have said, most possibly it will end in another draw. Maybe score draw, maybe a barren draw. It will likely end in a draw. So we're wishing all the African representatives all the best, particularly Ghana. I have there's a part of my mind that's telling me that Ghana will do well tomorrow against Portugal. So we hope that will come to pass. Guys, thank you for your incisive analysis as we preview the Ghana game today. Thank you for coming around.
Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow after the game. We're going to open a bottle.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right.
And to our Ghanaian fans, of course, what do you think will be the predicted scoreline? What's your predicted scoreline, as well as your preferred lineup? Let's know in the comment section in this preview. So tomorrow, when we come around to review this game, we hope that we'll be able to celebrate together and at least thank God for Africa's first win in this tournament. So until tomorrow, we'll catch all of you. Bye for now.